Let us continue with our lesson over here, and in this lesson we'll go and see how we can create and use macros in Dynamic AX. So basically when you go to the AOT over here, we have a macros node over here. After the data directory we have a macro. So if you click on the plus sign over here, you can see already a lot of macros which are pre-compiled by a system. You can see there are a lot of macros already available for us. So if you scroll down, you can see there are a lot of macros that are already pre-compiled for us. So if you try to just right click over here and click on a view code over here, you can see all of the macros that are defined over here. So how we can define our or create our macros. So let's go and create a new job first. Let me close everything over here and let's go to the job section over here and create a new job, and let's call it as a macro demo, and just save this one first, and let us create our first macro over here, or let's create our first directives over here. So I will just call it as a, we should always start whenever we are creating a macro, we should always start with a hash sign, and we say define. That is a thing that we have to use, and I will say my name, and inside this my name I will call as a I am a demo name, and I will just close the bracket. So whenever we close the bracket, then the macro get terminated. So we just have to use a hash define dot the macro name and the value of the macro inside the parenthesis or inside the opening and closing bracket. So whenever we close the bracket, then the macro gets terminated. So let's create another one similarly for hash define dot my age, and I will just put a integer value of, let's say 200. That's the not correct age, but let us just give as a sample as a 200, and this is an opening bracket and a closing bracket. So inside we have 200, which is an integer value of my age. So how we are going to use this macro that we have defined, the name as my age and also of my name and my age. So let us take a string variable for now, string variable of m name, and also a integer value of m age. So basically this should be m, not the n, and let us keep some indent over here. Let's use the tab and tab. Let's save this one, and let us try to print out our the macro, which is my name and my age. So I will say m name, right? So m name is equals to, I will say my name. So my name should be included with the start with the hashtag. So hash my name, that's the macro name, and also for age we will go down over here and equals to my age, and basically we have to start with the hashtag hash and my age. So we have a macro name of my name and also of my age, and let us try to print out. So let's print, we want to print m name, and we also want to print out the m age, and after we print out we also have to pause it. So that's it, our first macro is ready. We have a hash define my name and also my age, and we are assigning that macro value to our variable over here, my name, and also which is string, and we have an integer variable of m age, and that's we are assigning over here from a macro value. Let's try to run this. and you can see I'm a demo name and a 200. So basically this is the simple way that we can create or define a macro using a has defined keyword. Has defined dot my name, and inside the bracket we have to put the value for that macro, and this is a string type, if you can see over here, and this is of an integer type that we are using. So this is some basic way that we can create macros using a X++ code. And when we create a macros, we just have to follow the naming convention that has defined is always in the lowercase, and after that the macro name itself, if you see over here, my name and my age, the starting of the first letter is starting with a, you can see it's a camel case, or the first letter is always in a uppercase, and you can see starting with the uppercase. That's the naming convention that it's recommended from Microsoft best practice, using a uppercase as a first letter of whenever we are defining a macro. So I hope you guys have some basic understanding on creating macros over here, and on the next lesson we'll go and see more about the macros, on how to create a predefined macro and use it in our X++ code. So I will see you in the next video. Till then, have a great day.